Lokonga to take advantage, because if you did convince a bit more, maybe Arteta would sound a bit more bullish regardless of what's happening. Maybe us fans would feel a bit more at ease. Apparently, we rejected a bid from Monaco in some capacity for Albert Sambi Lokonga. Check out the previous vids, people. Apparently, Arsenal are one of 3 clubs exploring the potential Moise Caicedo deal after he changed agents. Chelsea and Liverpool are also being kept informed on the player. I wouldn't exclude anything happening in the final days. After last summer, Arsenal tried on deadline day for Douglas Luiz out of nothing. So let's see for Caicedo. It's important to underline that Brighton have no intention to sell unless they receive an important bid. Now, Chelsea might go back in, and they might have left for a variety of reasons. But if Chelsea, based on what they've been doing since the new owners, if they're walking away from it, you're probably difficult to do business with. We've done business with Brighton before for Benjamin White and Trossard. It comes down to the P's. And also, they've let Trossard go, who was somewhat a key player of theirs. Probably Moise Caicedo changed agents, probably indirectly. Brighton, him, and everybody knows next summer, whether it's Liverpool, Arsenal, Chelsea, or whoever, you're going to get your move. He's done well. He's only played 30 odd times for Brighton, so it's quite the profit they're standing to make, and he did well in the World Cup. And you'd imagine there's a couple of players that will leave Brighton in the summer. You know, you'd imagine McAllister will move, maybe Caicedo. You know, if Matoma keeps this on, they might just sell him. And Brighton have the replacements for these guys already and lined up, and probably have the replacements for the replacements for the replacements, such as Brighton's scouting and whatnot. You can't help but admire what Brighton are doing. And I think where Mudryk has shown, where that guy at Napoli has shown, where Caicedo has shown, it shows to do your due diligence and get these guys in quickly, maybe before they get to other clubs, really. You know, even it's completely off topic, but Dani Almo of Leipzig, apparently he's signing a new deal where his release clause is higher for Premier League teams than it is for Spanish teams. So again, other Premier League teams are knowing if we can get some good players, we can sell to our rivals for a tax, whether it's because they're in the Premier League, whether it's because they're English or whatever. And clubs abroad know there's money here, really. And as you know, potential is the buzzword. Big up Mudryk in Chelsea, and he looks fantastic. But 44 appearances for your club in today's day and age gets you sold for 80, 90, 100 million euros. Moise Caicedo has played 31 times for his football club. At this, well, last time I checked, 30 odd times. Going for big money. Potential is the big thing. It goes with managers. Respectfully to Mikel Arteta, because he's doing well. Back in the days, you actually had to show this potential. Now, it's the potential of what you could do that sees you get jobs or get brought. You know, if you're a young Brazilian lad right now, all it takes is the next Neymar. Someone buys him at 16 and he moves at 18. This is how it is. But allegedly, Chelsea caught interest in Moise Caicedo as Arsenal prepare for Brighton fight. Gunners may have to pay 75 million to land the Ecuador international as rivals look at other targets. Arsenal face a fight to sign Moise Caicedo before the January transfer window closes next Tuesday, with Brighton determined to hold on to the player. The Gunners want to bring in a new midfielder before the deadline day, due to concerns around the fitness of El Nene, who has been out since the middle of the month with a knee injury. I mean, we've known we've needed a midfielder regardless, innit? But nonetheless, it's unclear when El Nene will return, and Arsenal are interested in signing Caicedo as competition for Thomas Partey as they bid to maintain their Premier League title charge. Brighton, however, are determined to keep hold of Caicedo this month and are under no financial pressure to sell after banking 26 million by sending Leandro Trossard to Arsenal last week. Bearing in mind, Brighton are trying to achieve whatever they're trying to achieve, so they do need to keep hold of players. You know, they've lost Trossard. That means they've lost 6-7 goals out their team, really. Yes, Mitoma's doing well. McAllister's a bad boy. They've got talent. Caicedo has also publicly said he is happy at Brighton, and the club would demand a record fee for his services greater than the £62 million Chelsea paid for Marc Cucurella in the summer, and possibly in the region of 75 million quid. Mad thing. That has already put off Chelsea, who are interested in Caicedo, but they're looking at other targets such as Everton's Amadou Onana, who's apparently rejected that move, people, and Matthias Nunes of Wolves, really. Wasn't he going to Liverpool once upon a time? Don't know. Once again, Arsenal are potentially looking for revenge at Chelsea, as the Telegraph reports that they are considering challenging the Blues for Moise Caicedo. Brighton are thought to want a huge fee. Talks of numbers like upwards of £75 million are being floated about if they were to sell in January, people. So who knows, really? And fighting Chelsea is another one, isn't it? Maybe third time lucky. Pausing that, we've been linked with McKennie again. 1 minute he's going Everton, smash the like button, people. 1 minute he's going Leeds, then West Ham. Then he's agreed personal terms with Leeds. Apparently, Arsenal are back in the case for him, people. Apparently, with McKennie 1 step away from the Premier League, Juventus is preparing to redesign the right wing. The midfielder's farewell to Juventus is getting closer and closer. His agent has been in London for about a week to negotiate the sale with Arsenal, and above all, Leeds in the running to secure the American leaving the Turin. A transfer which is given the now imminent return of Pogba would not reduce the numbers available. Okay, head-to-head between Arsenal and Leeds, 30 million for the black and white coffers. After rejecting the proposals from the Premier League, specifically from Bournemouth and Aston Villa. To be fair, shout out Bournemouth. They tried to get McKennie and Zenolio. The Arsenal's court has breached McKennie's heart, then that he wants to leave Juventus only in the event of an offer from an ambitious club with an interesting project, with the possibility of playing his cards by exploiting the space granted to him in the most difficult championship in the world. Conditions that McKennie found in Arsenal's offer, close to 30 million euros, a deal for the player who would play in the team currently leading the Premier League, and for Juventus, who would collect a very interesting figure for a player with a keen sense of goal, 13 goals in 96 appearances for Juventus. All right, cool. I don't really believe this, but fundamentally it says 30 million euros, people, which are about 26 and some change. Caicedo and Jan is a pipe dream. Yard food Arsenal recipe. 22 quality players who give you the most versatility and quality without breaking the bank. No overpriced. Troublemakers, spice without bellyache. If only it was that simple. Is Arsenal going to sign on Onana? You'd have to know. I don't know, man. Big up DJ in the community. Supposedly, Onana rejects Chelsea move. Would you take him as Partey cover? I think he's a very different player to Partey, but why not, man? Masad said, "My G, please keep trolling these unhumbled United fans. Like you said, we've been humble close to 20 years. Risk on Rabiot or even Locatelli. Would prefer Locatelli, but probably not going to happen. Really, I don't really want Rabiot, but he's in great form. I won't cap. So why not, man? Too much for Caicedo. I hear that. Caicedo isn't worth more than 40. Could get better players for that price. I think he's a very good player and I'd be for it, but 75 million for, like I said, in fact, let's do some VAR because I'm pretty sure Caicedo has only played 30 odd times for Brighton. And let's be honest, he's not the 21-year-old, 22 this year. He's not under mad scrutiny like that. What I would say is I don't know if he's got an option of another year in his deal, but he's contracted until 2025. United still hold an interest in him as well. How many appearances has he made for Brighton, actually? He's played only 26 times in the Premier League, 31 times for Brighton in general. In fact, when you add up his career appearances, people, he's played 31 times for Independiente del Valle, 31 times for Brighton and Hove Albion, Bershot V.A, whatever, that is 14 times. So, bro, he's barely just about, bro, he's not even got 100 career appearances, or if he has, just about to his name. So if they get 70 odd million, it's fantastic scouting, but yeah, man. I do think he's got capacity to improve and things like that, but that's a bit of a mad thing. Arsenal reject Monaco's approach to sign Albert Sambi Lokonga on loan, with Mikel Arteta unwilling to part with another midfielder after losing Mohamed El Nene to a long-term injury. It probably does. He had a good World Cup. Again, you know, like you said, Hector, it's a cocktail of he had a great World Cup. You know, he's been doing all right for Brighton. Potential stuff. They don't want to let him go because it's January and they're trying to achieve what they're achieving. So the price is even boosted more and whatnot. But it makes sense, people. But for what it's worth, Arteta is refusing to let Lokonga leave the club on loan. Arteta knows that he needs cover as Arsenal chase the Premier League. Arsenal remain in the market to sign another midfielder and right back. I mean, we should be trying to sign a midfielder regardless, really and truly, man. You know, despite what is going on with El Nene. So who knows, people? But we've rejected Monaco. For what it's worth, Monaco would have been a fantastic opportunity for Lokonga to play games in which he needs. But reality is, whether we believe in you or not, we need bodies. Only a fool would be light in midfield and make your and sanction exits without first confirming one in. Arsenal remain in the market to add another midfielder and a right back this window, with Cedric Suarez closing in on Fulham. As we know, Lokonga joined for 17 million. Again, Vincent Kompany has compared him to Yaya Toure. Burnley, if you get promoted, you got to buy him off us or you have to take him on loan if there's no significant progress, people. It just hasn't worked out. He's only made 6 appearances so far in the Premier League this season, which have been bit part roles of the 19 games, people. Reality is not taking his chances. And again, apparently Arteta admits injury could force move for midfielder, really and truly. Once again, I don't know if you saw this, but we need some more cover in midfield, ideally, if we can. In this market, it's pretty complicated to do that. the most important thing is that we get the performances and the time on the pitch that we need with the players we have today that are really good. So we'll have to see how that develops. On Gabriel Jesus, he said, with him, I don't know. He wants to be here next week, but it's unrealistic. He's pushing and driving everyone to the limit. I can't give you an answer. Hopefully it'll be weeks and not months, but it was a serious injury and we need to respect the process as well. Allegedly, Onana has rejected an offer Chelsea have made for him, people. Chelsea does not, well, let's skip to the point, people. According to our information, there's been much more than interest in the 21-year-old who has played 2 World Cup matches with Belgium since the Blues have made an offer to Amadou Onana, and talks have even taken place, but the player preferred to decline the proposal. The Belgium international arrived last summer from Lille for 36 million and is one of the English club's rare satisfactions of the season. So yeah, he's rejected the Chelsea move for whatever reason. We have been linked with Chiesa, people. I'm not sure anybody believes that, but if you could bring him to the carpet, why not? Once again, every journalist is saying Declan Rice is Arsenal's priority, and his priority is actually to join us, people. Allegedly, I do know that Declan Rice, they're his priority as well as him being Arsenal's priority. He's been speaking in absolute glowing terms about them behind closed doors. He's really fascinated by this move. Apparently, he could cost 80 million. So hopefully, but we still have to agree something with West Ham. Apparently, this article is basically saying offers for Fresneda are wide of the mark, people. Allegedly, Real Valladolid have not received an offer. Both Arsenal and Borussia Dortmund have agreed terms to sign Fresneda with 15 million euro fee being reported by The Athletic. However, he may not leave this month, and there's talk of a loan back to Real Valladolid until the end of the season. Allegedly, the director of Real Valladolid has crossed rumours. Admittedly, rumours you read today says Arsenal have lost out and he's going to Borussia Dortmund, people. And there was actually rumours he could go to Bournemouth on loan. So it is silly season. Fresneda has aroused the interest of many teams, but we have not received an official offer, but it's true that several clubs have contacted us and that interest of many clubs is real, but there's no official offer. We are not desperately trying to sell the player, so we'll have to see how that one there rumbles on, people. Allegedly, he missed training yesterday as he weighs up his future. There was rumors he had a slight knock, but who knows, people. He was absent with discomfort from the club, from training at the club's training base in the country's northwest. Once again, apparently we have equal Dortmund's offer for him, people, and the 18-year-old is to be loaned back for the season regardless of who he chooses. Dortmund believe they hold an edge with the career path where they can promise the teenager, people. He's played 12 times in all comps and he's been capped at youth level by Spain, so have to see how that one there develops. Again, people, it's being said that, you know, he'll sign a 5-year deal at Dortmund. They've confirmed to sign him, people, so yeah, it looks like we've probably lost out on that one, so it's a bit peak, really and truly. Is there any other Arsenal news? Not too sure. On Declan, oh, let's see what's going on here. This is why it pays. Fulham are working on a solution for Shane Duffy's loan so they can bring in Cedric Suarez from Arsenal. One option being explored is buying him out of the 6 months contract at Brighton and a permanent move. Okay, whatever that means. Arsenal are deadly serious on Caicedo and expected to make an offer this month. As you can see, this is being reported by Simon Phillips. Don't know if he's a journalist or whatever. I don't know if there's legitimate interest. Maybe Arsenal's alleged interest is being used against us to drive up a bidding war. Again, this is just again on Declan Rice. Let's switch this to English. It's primarily out of Holland. Not sure if this is anything to believe. Don't rule out Real Madrid. Allegedly, DiMarzio has said, okay, if we consider Chelsea, suppose Jorginho's contract is not renewed, then they'll need a comparable player. And if they manage to score Enzo Fernandez's signature now in the summer, that will, of course, change things. Then they won't need Declan Rice. But I think Manchester United and Arsenal would also be good destinations for him, says DiMarzio. And maybe we can add Real Madrid to that list. Carlo Ancelotti is a big fan of his qualities, so you should never forget to mention Real Madrid for the simple reason that Carlo Ancelotti likes Declan Rice. Didn't we hear he's cutting people? And once again, he's contracted until 2024 with an option of another year. We've been linked with Ruben Neves, people. Dean Jones has revealed that Arsenal could make a late move to sign Ruben Neves in January or wait until the end of the season, the summer. Players like Yuri Telemans or Ruben Neves are still players I'd consider to be on Arsenal's list. They're players we should probably look at for in this window or at the end of the season. Okay. Okay, is there anything else? All right, that's a bit of a bummer, really. Agent of Arsenal target with 27 million release clause spotted in London as talks could be held. I mean, there's more than one club in London. You know, it could just be a neutral meeting place for clubs in others, but we have been linked with Ibrahim Bamba prior, people. Apparently, his agent was spotted in London, people. He has a 26.5 million pound release clause, people. He can play in midfield. We have been linked in the last 2 weeks, mainly this week. We've been linked with a whole bunch of midfielders. So maybe there is something in it, people. We'll have to see, really, for the guy who has 23 appearances and also been capped by Italy at the youth level. So we'll have to see it, well, at full international level as well now. Tierney's been linked with an exit. Journalist claims Kieran Tierney could be exit bound in the summer. Maybe, but you'd have to bring another one in. Or maybe, hopefully, we wake up and Nuno Tavares was all right. According to James Bench, the out-of-favour star, once described as a warrior by Ashley Cole, who raved about him, could now bid farewell to the Premier League leaders. There's a growing... Didn't he not just sign a new deal recently? There's a growing expectation at Arsenal right now that Kieran Tierney could move in the summer. I don't think Arsenal would push him out the door. But now that he's not a guaranteed star, I think that if the right offer came in, all parties are thinking this is something that might happen, not guaranteed. I mean, if Newcastle really bidded 50 mil, make it happen for the 25-year-old people. Really. Arsenal transfer news. Ruben Neves to the Gunners, touted by journalists. I mean, this is the same thing. So it's a bit of worse, really and truly. Start closing all of these, making it look a bit better. Let's see what's happened here, people, in the transfer news. Again, Onana's rejected Chelsea. Apparently, Premier League leaders Arsenal are moving closer to the signing of Victoria Guimaraes, defensive midfielder Ibrahim Bamba, as we've said. Ghana and England are fighting over the future of Eddie Nketiah. What else is being said here? Don't really care about none of that. Caicedo still has a chance of moving, allegedly. Have we seen this already? Don't rule out surprise late Arsenal transfer bid. I think we have seen this already, people. Let's see for Caicedo. It's important to underline that Brighton have no intention to sell unless they receive an important bid. Arsenal are informed on the player's side. All right, we can be as informed as we want. There is no offers for Fresneda, allegedly. Okay. Bit boring, really. Saka better than Foden. I don't know about that, but it's nice to see. All right, so yeah, it don't appear there's anything new. I saw something about Rafael Camavinga. We knew we weren't getting him. Rafael boost. According to French news outlet, AC Milan will make a bid to sign Saint-Maximin from Newcastle. They want an initial loan with the option to buy. These reports come after Leao said the experience in the new league, yes, in the future, but now I am focused 100% on AC Milan. It's a top club, and I'm under contract here. I like the City too. I watched many games this year. I like Arsenal. They're playing really well. Very well better. Yeah. I mean, they were a few days ago, so probably been done by the clickbait. We'd all love Jude Bellingham, but you can forget about that. I mean, Camavinga, Bellingham, all of these guys, it'd be lit, but the dream is free. The Arsenal is sold separately. As you lot already know, let's see what's going on here, people. Arsenal make Federico Chiesa their number one transfer target. Arsenal reportedly keen on signing Juventus forward Federico Chiesa, as per the Italian outlet, whatever there. Fair enough. I would love him at the carpet, but yeah, man. Dortmund are winning the race for Fresneda, allegedly. We're interested in Osman Diomande, a 19-year-old that's on loan in the Portuguese second division. This article has said Ivan Fresneda is close to signing for Arsenal. Arsenal set their sights on Moise Caicedo for the summer. So yeah, we've seen all of them. I'm pretty sure we saw all of this yesterday. So yeah, it don't appear like there's anything new, people, here at all, if I'm completely honest with you. What's all of this? Myth. What's this? Myth. So yeah, man, where the transfer news is concerned, that appears that that's all there really is bothering us in the market today, people. So yeah, smash the like button. Ghana will achieve more than England. I don't know. DG, what's Saka's price tag? Boy, in this day and age, if you're not getting 100 million, it's a myth then. Like, really. They're saying on Talk